Yes, we are. Okay. Hello, Mr. Lisambo. How are you?
I'm right. Thank you, Stephanie. It's a beautiful morning. How are you doing this morning?
Well, I'm doing great. I'm
Fantastic,
doing great.
fantastic. That's nice to hear. How has been your weekend, Stephanie?
Well, my weekend has been good. It was a holiday, and coming from Labor Day, we are full of money. We've harvested.
Labor Day issues. Labor Day has left a lot of people broke, if not worried. No, people are broke right now because of the Labor Day issue and the weekend between. But hey, we hope that you left some money for yourself to invest. Okay, you can't always be
Oh,
investing. Sometimes you have to spoil yourself, people. Hmm?
so people have become broke. Did they? Was it just another holiday for other people where they could have fun? I thought it was more of business.
This was a weekend, Stephanie.
And
5 days.
a long
From
one.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Everybody's excited. Everybody has spent some money on themselves at least. Okay. Sometimes you
And
have to
Mr.
spend money on
Lusambo,
yourself.
that too,
Mhm.
it was mountain, so you can imagine.
That's the thing. And to add on top of that, Stefan, we had the NAPSA partial withdrawal being paid out. So over 100 million being paid out already. People are spending money like no man's business.
People have money. We have someone that continues to call. Should we put them online?
Yes, that will be fantastic. That will be fantastic. That will
Hello?
be fantastic.
Yes, hello. Has your show started?
Oh yeah, it has started. We we are just yet to start the conversation. I think this one wants to comment. Now we're talking
Fanta-
about why most Zambian, businesses don't actually do better than those that are actually in Zambia, but started by Indians. I think we've had this conversation for a very long time. I think people talk about it all the time. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. But I'm sure you'll be able to comment along the way. We will just give some points and insights, and then you could actually come through.
Pardon? Come through?
Yes.
I mean, come through to your studio
No, no,
or.
no way, no way. Just like that, the way you called.
Oh, alright. Like in a few minutes?
Yes, but you're listening to Money FM now, right?
Yes, I'm listening.
Yes, then you definitely will find yourself a talking point.
Alright.
Yes,
Thank you
thank
very
you.
much.
All right.
Okay.
Fantastic. That's good. We have our audience members waiting for the show. And that's
Waiting, yes.
success, Stefan.
Mm,
That's success.
they're waiting. So the NAPSA partial withdrawals were actually done. And I've not seen anyone so far that I know. I don't know. Do I have a good network of people? No one has called me.
These guys, Stefan, are not sharing the money. They are not
Yeah.
calling you. They will call you when they are stuck. For now, you don't matter for now. Okay? For
Mm,
now, you don't matter. Just let them enjoy themselves. Once they are stuck, they'll call back. They'll call back.
yeah.
But it's been a wonderful weekend. Stefan, you look amazing. Isn't that fantastic? The background is red, black jacket, red shirt. Come on, Stephanie. You are
I'm
kidding me
representing
right
Money
now.
FM well.
Fantastic, fantastic. That's amazing. Let's get
Yeah.
into it, Stephanie.
Yes, let's get into our discussion. I should say it's a very good topic. It's something that we've wondered over time. When we look at some Indians, especially as you go to, I've seen a lot of Indians around Matero, and when you look
Yes,
at their shops and businesses, I think they're doing better than the businesses of Zambian people. Talk about
yes,
the regular cantembas, talk about the regular shops, because someone will say maybe they're professionals, but no, I think they're doing the same business, but they're
yes,
doing way better. Look at the shops in town, Mr. Lusambo. People that sell wigs, for instance. I think I've seen a lot of foreigners sell wigs. I've also seen Zambians, but when you look at the progress, it's not the same. And it
yes,
should cause somebody to wonder, where have we gone wrong as Zambians doing business? Why, even just the regular Congolese, I think they
yes.
do well,
Very
but
much.
we don't see the same effort when it comes to Zambian entrepreneurs. And I should say it's worrying Because in as much, look at the agriculture sector, for instance, we had
Yes.
talks a few weeks ago where Kenyans
Yes.
obviously wanted to get some land in the
Yes.
country to begin to farm. People were very
Yes.
upset, but if people don't up their game, I think we'll have a country where foreigners are doing way better than us, and we will not find out why. So we are here, Mr. Lusambo, just to get some insights there. And
Yes.
obviously, let's get started with the business. What do you think?
And I like that aspect of your point, Stefan. Zambian businesses have not done well. Okay, Zambian businesses don't grow at a pace compared to that of Indian origin. Oh, I must be clear here, Stephanie, and mention that it is difficult to make, of course, a general comparison between indigenous Zambian businesses and Zambian business of Indian origin, because there are many factors that can influence the growth and success of a business. Right. However, Stefan, here there are a few possible reasons why indigenous Zambian businesses may take longer to grow compared to business of Indian origin. And there's some of the few things I'd like us to talk about. For example, number one, Stefan, historically, we know that historical factors play a major role in business growth in Zambia. Zambia has a complex history of colonialism and post-colonialism, which has had a profound impact on the country's economy. We know, we have seen how we have struggled to grow. We are now over 50 years of independence, getting into 60 years of independence, and we are still struggling economically. Our economy is rough, is struggling. We don't know where we stand right now. So indigenous Zambian businesses may face more challenges due to the legacy of colonialism, of course, including limited access to resources and markets and technology and stuff like that. So all those may be able to contribute to as to why the indigenous Zambian businesses don't grow as fast as those of Zambians of Indian origin. The other issue I would like to comment on, Stefan, is cultural factors. For example, there may be cultural factors that influence the growth of indigenous Zambian businesses. For example, some cultures may place a greater emphasis on communal ownership and decision making, which could make it more difficult for individual entrepreneurs to succeed. So culture also contributes. If you go to India, in India, the Indian dad and the Indian mom, they begin to teach their kids business when they're still young, when they're still toddlers. Here in Zambia, we have grade 12s doing algebra. A grade 12 pupil in school is doing algebra and the trigonometry. In India, it's a grade 2 who is doing that. So you can see if culture, education, all these are contributing to why Zambian business don't grow, because we come to any business at an when you're already old. We are not taught how to do businesses. Zambian business of Indian origin may have an advantage also because when it comes to education and training, Indian immigrants to Zambia may have had access to more educational opportunities, which could give them an, of course, a competitive advantage compared to indigenous Zambians, because they are more educated most of the times. An Indian young guy has a degree in business, in finance, either is an engineer, and the dad has a shop in Kamala, and this guy is always at the shop learning how to interact with people at the ground level. So the Zambian parents have not done very well when it comes to teaching their children the importance of business and enterprise. If you look at in Zambia, what we say, you know what, I suffered growing up. I want my kids to be comfortable. My kids must eat what they want to eat. Then kids are growing like eggs in a home. All right. There are very few Zambian parents who have, embraced the entrepreneurial route at a young age for their children. Most of our Zambian parents have not really exposed their children to businesses. And that's another issue I would like to comment on. And then the issue number 4 I thought about, Stefan, was business networks. If you look at Zambian business of Indian origin, these may also benefit from strong business networks that have been built up over time. So if you look at an Indian guy knows another guy who knows another guy who knows another guy. In Zambia, we don't have a lot of good examples of people that were in business at a young age. They grew up, they made it. Then we don't have this, a generational, intergenerational success of businesses in Zambia. We criticize those who are running family businesses. We tell them that they are lazy. We call them all sorts of names. So we look at people who are running family businesses as people who are lazy, people who have everything given to them on silver platter, who don't really consider the effort, all right, that they put in to maintain their family businesses. So the Indian guys have a network of family businesses. Maybe a friend who knows a friend, maybe a family who has a business who left for his child, and the child left to his child. So there's that network. Even when it's come to supporting each other, Indian guys, they're able to go and order from their friends. I worked for a Lebanese company some years back in 2012 and 2011. That company, whenever they wanted to order something, they would go to another company for a Lebanese guy. We are the ones who are going to pick up the raw materials. So the money would circulate amongst themselves. So they have this good network, all right, that has been built up over time. Now, these networks can provide access to capital, number one, can also introduce their friends to markets and other resources that can help businesses grow. In Zambia, we don't have a stronger network of relatives, family members, and friends who are running successful businesses. We all have people with tuntembas, you know. Even if someone has a business, all they do is to go to social media, post pictures. I am doing fine, I have money, but they can't teach you how they make the money. The Indian guy believes in don't give this guy fish.
Teach him how to fish. We seem to have something, I think there's some network roaming around Mr. Lusambo, but really just to support his views, I think some of the things that I've come to realize is that for a Zambian business, I think an individual to start with, I think, like Mr. Lusambo said, people want to, end generational poverty. I should actually say maybe generational poverty, but they wanted to stop with their children, so they've babied their children so much that they don't want them to work. If you suffered as a child, it's because your parents never took in interest to actually make you a business person as a young child. So you are doing the same indirectly by obviously making your children not work. You just don't know the difference between you and your parents is that maybe they never provided everything you wanted, but you are providing everything your children need, but the results are all going to be the same because then your children also grow up without knowing any business. So yeah, I do support Mr. Lusambo. So the best you can actually do is, even the Bible does support you. Say you train a child in a way that you want them to be. So at a very
Yes.
young age, instill those business ideas. And that's what we lack. And maybe the
Yes.
question is, why do we actually lack that? Is it is it a I don't want to say jealousy, but Mr. Lusambo, can parents feel jealous of their children? No, I don't
You
know.
know, parents of nowadays are complicated, Stefan. I know parents who have the money, Stephanie, right now, and they can't help their children. They say you have to work for yourself.
Yeah,
They think that's how you train a child, to punish the child because you suffered. Some parents say, I suffered, you have to suffer.
that's how
Right?
we started
But some
those talks. Yeah.
yes, but Indian parents say, you know what? I'm gonna teach you how to fish. So that when I'm no more, you can continue fishing for yourself. That's what the Indian parents do. They begin to take you at a young age to start doing business. Stephanie, I'm gonna talk about my dad. I've come to appreciate my dad so much because at a young age, my father had a restaurant. When my brother and I grew up, when we were still in primary school, we are the ones who used to do the selling at my father's restaurant and the shop to go and interact direct with customers. So we were introduced to business at a very young age. See what happened. We went to school. We got our degrees. We got our master's degrees. But what do we do? We still do business. All right. So there's no difference whether I'm in employment, I'm not in employment, I can still survive. You understand? So our dad ensured that we were introduced to business at a young age. When I did my grade 12, Stephanie, my mom gave me a 1,500 squatter to buy a bell for Salaula. And I bought that bell. I was able to grow the business and I took myself to school selling Salaula. I got my first degree using Salaula money. All right? Using Salaula money. Nobody sponsored me to school. I sponsored myself. So if a lot of parents can do that for their children, empower them, teach them businesses, then you can see how Zambian businesses can grow. And like I was saying, I checked last night. I wanted to be very much sure. Even in the United States, Indians are doing way better than Americans when it comes to household income levels. Most Indian families are stable. They are a number of times more having more money than Americans. Why? Because Indians have a culture of knowledge, of learning, have a culture of hard work. Indians believe in working hard. They believe in sharing. They believe in helping each other. In Zambia, we don't help each other. It's either you win so that you can post pictures on social media for yourself. You don't want to show. You have an uncle, Stephanie, who is comfortable as a business. This uncle cannot introduce you into his business. He would rather give you coins to go and buy mini meal, but he can never put you in his business. You have a cousin who is comfortable. He can't bring you closer to his business. So in Zambia, we don't work together. And I think that's why I'm of the view that the Zambian indigenous businesses don't really grow as fast as they should compared to that of Indian origin. So it is important to note here, Stefan, that these factors are just a few possible factors we've talked about. There are so many factors that can make businesses fail to grow. Lack of education, lack of networks, cultural factors, historical factors, and several other issues that we have seen. But we want to hear from you, our audience. Give us a call right now. Let's hear your views. Why do you think Zambian businesses take long to grow as compared to that of Zambian of Indian origin? What is your experience? What is your view? What is your comment on this? What have we done wrong, or what have the Indian parents done right that we can learn from? We've given our views, we've given our suggestions, but we want to hear from you. Give us your comments, give us your calls. Let's hear from you. The number to call, Stefan, is I'll be grateful if you can put up the number so that our people can be able to call us on that number.
We do have a call. Hello.
Yes, Money FM.
Yes, you're live on Money FM radio. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Stephanie?
I'm fine. Give us your comment.
I think what Mr. Sambo is saying is true, because Indians are actually better than Zambians in business, and some parents are just feeling, what can I say, maybe lazy to help children, you know? Because at this point, children need to grow up better than parents so that in future they can keep us. Because some of us are getting old, you know? Yeah, so that's my comment. I'd like to say that.
I have a question for you. So now, what are you doing differently from what your parents did to ensure that, your children don't actually suffer? Because that's what we're talking about.
Yes.
Well, for start, I'm helping my nephew with school. I'm the one sponsoring him. Because my parents actually, they passed away. Sadly, they passed away, so I was sponsored by my uncle in school. So as I grew up, I had no problems with school fees because my uncle loved me so much. So I want to do the same thing for my children and my nephew. So that's why I'm saying that parents need to help their children while they're still young. Because, some other children may hold a grudge against you when they grow up.
A grudge, yeah.
Yeah, so I'd like to point it out that parents should help children no matter what the consequences are, as long as you're a good parent and you've helped your child.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a good comment. There's even grudges. I think the issue of grudges, Mr. Lusambo, just before you come in, I think I don't want to sound so sarcastic but issue of grudges really come in with laziness. Mostly, it's people wanting to depend entirely on somebody. One man told me it's better that you ask for half of the money, you have the other half. If you're going to go to your uncle to ask for a business, even if I were your aunt, we have nieces now, and we are working, and people expect so much from us. But if you're going to come to me, obviously you should come with something as well. It's not just a plan on paper. Make that effort, really.
Indeed. Stefan, give us the number some people can call us on. Somebody's asking, Melody is asking what number can they call us on.
So the number is 077 16 290. 077 16 290, and we are good to go. That's the number that you can call on. So yeah, I think it's laziness. People need to work hard. Come with your own money. Show us your equipment, so that even as somebody gives you, they are comfortable enough to know that the money will go somewhere. Somebody told me that, why should I suffer making money and suffer when spending?
Yes.
I need to know
that's true.
Yeah. Mm.
That's very true, Stephanie. And also, I have another reason that this is from the finance perspective as well. When I look at the Indian guys, how Indian guys operate, all right? Indian people, they love numbers. All right, please.
We have a caller.
Yes, yes.
Hello.
Hello.
You're live on radio. How are you?
I'm good.
Tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
This is Melody. I'm calling you from Garden Park.
Wow, Melody. Good to know that you're from Garden Park, and obviously the morning is good. Give us your comment.
Okay, so I have a lovely topic. My contribution would be that the people that are older than us, our parents, our guardians, elder sisters, they've I'm blaming this on them, but I have a responsibility as well. But they've planted this thing in us to say, early on in life, school na business na fiendelana, which is so wrong. If you start business before you finish school.
Yeah.
So you can imagine you're 18, you're in university, and you're not doing anything. The only thing you're doing is just being in school. By the time you're reaching 23 and wanting for a job or wanting to start capital, things are rough out there.
Yeah.
So culture of them making us believe to say, well, you can't do school and business is really wrong, because you can and we can. And in
yes.
Who said that? Who said most of the people that are successful that we read about even in books started handling money when they were so young. So the information that has been given to us is so wrong, such that we are so fearful now that we have graduated and going out there, business, so there's a lot of wrong information that is out there. This is when your programs and other programs and reading books are washing away now some of the negative things that we've believed so far.
Yeah.
So that would be my contribution. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Melody.
Wow, that's
and
a good one.
What happened? Yeah. What happens as you reach, just like she said, 18, you're in college, you're not making money, you're asking for groceries, you have normalized doing that. As you reach 25 now, the same people that told you that money was bad, they will laugh at you, they will call you a fool for not doing business and making money. You're lucky if you start working at a young age, but if you're not working and you're 30, you've become a fool.
Yeah, that's very true. And I like what Melody is saying. And I've picked a few points from Melody. Melody has said something very, very important. And I like what she's saying. She's saying here that the people that came before us, of course, we all have a responsibility to contribute to the country's GDP as citizens. But those that came before us, they planted in us that first you have to go to school, finish school, then you can do business. Have you seen? That is what the problem is. I can proudly say, Stephen, that I'm a good salesman. That's my thing. I sell things. How did I learn how to sell? It was because my dad had a restaurant. At a very young age, I used to go and sell at my father's restaurant. When I just finished grade 12, the first thing my mother did was give me a 1.5. Go and buy a bell Saraula. Start selling for yourself. She empowered me at a very young age. I was counting my own money at a very young age. All right? Today, I'm reasonably educated, but I still do my business. Why? I don't feel the impact of not being in employment, all right? Because of the mind has been empowered. That it's not just about a job. You can make a good living even away from the job. And that's what our parents have done very bad. Like Merod says, they make us believe that you have to go to school first, spend 12 years doing nothing, all right? And then go to college to do a dongoristic course, doing nothing. Once you graduate, then you start suffering looking for a job. You have no skills that can help you survive. That's terrible. All right. And then the other thing she mentioned was most young people are criticized when they seek for money, especially young girls. When a young girl begins to talk about money, asks you for money, or they talk about business, you say, azaonongeka mwana huyu mwana azakankala ni cha ni mala ni what word is this, ni solola. Have you seen? So young girls think that when you talk about money, they think you're going to go into prostitution. So we label our young people as gold diggers when they talk about money. Even in marriage, it affects. When a lady asks you about how much do you make, how much do you have, where do you work, what do you do, ni gold digger.
When is your payday?
Akonda drama. This relationship yastashani yaonaika. Have you seen? Why is it this way? Is it really wrong for a lady to ask you about the monies? Why do we think it's wrong? Because that's how we've been brought up by our parents. To think anybody talks about money, azaka onongeka, azaka nkala kawalala. If it's a young man, you say, uyu mwana azaka nkala ni kawalala. Have you seen? So it is not supposed to be that way. It's not supposed to be that way. So we have to, as parents, our parents should be able to begin to teach children at a young age the value of doing business. This is why we see the Indian parents have done so well in this regard. And I have a table I'd like to share, Stephanie. People, please give us your comments, give us your contribution, give us your cause. The number to call has been put there. It's 0771 61 6290. Now, I have another issue. It's a financial issue, Stephanie. Why most Zambian businesses don't really grow? Because our Zambian people, like we said, we lack education and exposure to markets. All right. For example, if you ask Zambian SMEs right now, what are your key performance indicators? They don't know. They have no idea what that is. So I'm going to share a list here on my screen of some key performance indicators that you can use, all right, as a business owner to assess your business and to get a bit of some direction for your business. Please, people, feel free to give us your calls and your contributions as we are tackling this issue. So what I have, Stefan, on the screen here. All right, let's go.
Hello. Hello. How are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
You're live on radio. Tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Oliver Mlenga, calling from.
Oliver, would you mind reducing the volume from your TV set? Is it?
Yeah, reduced.
All right, thank you.
Good morning.
Yes, morning. Give us your comment.
I would like to comment. And the topic is so interesting.
Thank you.
Yeah. Your question was why most Indian companies go faster than Zambians.
Yes.
Yeah. One thing I would like to say is family. Family brings one down. Okay. If you look at the way Indians are, they would have a business and run it as a family, meaning it's able to go. But in Zambia, only a few families would work together, bring the business up. Most of family members know you would actually bring families down. Instead of helping each other grow, they bring each other down, meaning there will be jealousy, stealing, and stuff like that. Yeah. Actually, this once happened with my dad. He had a business where everyone was involved. I was actually introduced to the business when I was about 7 years. Yeah, that's when I was introduced. His brothers would come over. They go like, no, you have to teach them how to do this business, how to go this business. But at the end of the day, those people weren't helping. We just bring the business down. You know how business is? You don't have to spend more than you're earning, but you find family members are spending more than the profits you're making. At the end of the day, the business won't grow. You actually be on the same position. Nothing is changing. It's actually different from how Indians run their business.
Thank you.
Indians actually, some people would say, no, Indians are selfish. Or maybe in our language, they say,
yes.
But they literally don't spend on unnecessary things.
Yes.
And if you sound like you're young, I don't know if you have children. What have you learned? What are you going to do differently to make sure that the future generation is safe?
Well, something I've learned. I'm actually young, yeah. I'm actually young. First, I was just introduced to the business when I was still at that age.
Yes.
Actually, teaching my the children I have, it's not only on education that one can survive. They can do both. Because there are some people who survive on business without education, and some actually really need education in order to push further in that business.
Thank you very much. We're using borrowed time. Thank you for the comment.
Thank you.
Wow, Mlenga, that's fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much, Stephanie. I like what she's saying, Stephanie. She has a good point. Zambian families don't work together. Ngawamba fye business no kupata barapata bakupata fye tawaba bwino. Kukupata fye from your cousins bakupata ba auntie bango bakupata, they just want you down. Uburoshi bwaingira kutumofya kutumafinshi. What is wrong with you people?
A lot of stuff.
Bari kupata fye kwati wali baru fyanya kachofu wa stefi bofu wa stapacha bari kufudirwa fye because of a business. That's what we see. That's what Mlenga is saying, and that's very true.
I think it's the
families don't work together. Yes, the culture. We don't support each other that much. If you start a business today, Stephanie, some people stop talking to you in your family because of which jealousy. If you have
even before you start a business,
I'm the one who paid for your school fees. I'm the one who did this. Yeah. Because you have a business. Kula kishafi all the time.
Yeah. Tulamona live per Facebook, so my record could lunch. You know what?
Yeah. That's sad. And Mlenga has a point. Family in Zambia brings each other down. The family culture in Zambia is a poor one compared to the Indian guys. The Indian people have done phenomenally well. And an example I have is Mr. Shtambara. The man has been criticized left, right, and center by those who should be learning from him. Why? Because the family setup in Zambia, we don't believe in living things for our children and working together as a family to build family businesses. That is why it becomes difficult to grow. But from the professional point of view, Stefan, I have a few checklists here for a Zambian business that can help you, all right, to grow your business. Now, every business has 4 sides, all right? And I want us to look at these sides. Now, people, give us your comments and your contributions. We'll go through some comments and give us your cause. Every business, Stephanie, has got 4 sides. As you can see from my screen here, I've put up 4 sides. One of the sides here is one that shows that the perspective, the financial perspective. Of course, number one for every business, you want to maximize value, all right, for yourself as the shareholder of that business. So
are
the
you
financial
able
perspective.
To
Okay, yeah, I can. Tell me if it grows to. Okay, let me do that. Can you see it?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Is it visible like that?
Yeah, I think yes, we can now read. How do you? I think I can read a few things. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So now, these are the 4 dimensions that you can look at the business from if you want to grow a business, for example. And this is what Indian people do. And this is what even us professionals do when we want to grow our businesses. We look at the financial perspective first. How do I create value for myself? Because I am the shareholder of the business. So when you're a business owner, ask yourself this question. How do I create value for myself? What value are you looking for? You're looking from the point of view of the financial perspective. You want the money. You want the profit. So how do you measure your progress? You have to set key performance indicators, things that you expect to change for you to know that you are creating value for yourself. For example, you're going to say, I want to see an increase in profitability. All right? So Indian people have done more. They track their transactions. They record. They always have an accountant. They always have somebody doing tax. They always have somebody doing books. So even you as an SME, can you set the key performance indicators for yourself? How can I create value for my business? How can I grow it? So you want to see profitability going up. You want to see your sales going up. You want to see your return on investment. And you want to see your cash flow or liquidity strengthening every time. But the Zambian business owners don't do these things. They have no idea what ROI is, what the return on investment is. They don't even know how much they have put in the business. They say not a number, not 5,000, not two pin, how much have you pumped in so far? They have no idea. They have no clue how much they have sold in the last year. So they can't measure the sales growth. So the only way you can know the growth in sales is if you keep records, you keep books. When you sell, you write, I've sold this. You sell, you write. Then you compare this year's sales to last year's sales to see if there's a difference, or this month's sales to last month's sales to see if there's a difference. You want to have these key performance indicators. And sadly, Stephanie, a few people have focused so much on financial perspective. There's another perspective to business. For example, the customer perspective. This is what our Indian friends have done very well. The customer perspective asks a question. You have to answer this question yourself when you're an SME. What do existing and potential customers value from my business? Why are you asking yourself this question? Because you want to know why people are buying from you. If you do not know why people are buying from you, it will be difficult for you to grow, because maybe you will stop doing something that people are following. So first of all, if you want to grow a business, understand if you are selling, why are people buying from me? There's a guy in Kabwata who has a salon. There's a guy in North Middle who has a salon. But why is somebody from North Middle, from Kabwata, coming to my salon? What are they following here? You have to establish what do existing and potential customers value from you. So now how can you know? You can look at the KPIs, for example. You can look at things such as sales from new customers. Then you have to understand how many new customers have you sold products to. Then look at the sales from old customers. Those people you sold your products to, you offered your services to, how many have called you back to go and do it? Because if they call you back, it means there's something they like about your services. You can ask for them for feedback. Then you can also ask yourself inquiries, those that are coming. Orders from inquiries. If you have people asking for inquiries, how many of those people asking you for quotations are actually buying from you? It can help you to understand maybe your price is too high, all right, or things like that. But also you can do what is called customer service. This is very simple, guys. You can go to survey.com. You're going to do a survey. Within a week, they'll give you results. You can do customer service. Sometimes you can give questionnaires using Google Forms to your customers to fill in. Don't put your names, just fill in, tell me what you think about us. You get feedback directly from customers. Zambian business owners don't do that. If you go to most Indian businesses, they're going to see something called suggestion box. In a shop, there's a suggestion box for a customer to write a note and put in the box. We don't do that because we hate feedback. When somebody gives you feedback, you stop talking to them. No are jealous. But they are giving you feedback to help you grow your business. So this is another perspective that we've not yet paid attention to, the customer, because the customer is extremely crucial for your success. You have to know why people are buying from you so that you can keep doing what you are doing right. Now, the third issue Zambians have not done well is what we talked about, technology and innovation. For example, innovation and learning perspective. In Zambia, we have a very poor learning culture. You would put up with a short article, all right, on how to invest in bonds, how to invest in stocks. People say it's too long, they'll complain. There's a lady twerking, for 1 hour on a live video. There will be there thousands watching. There's a guy shouting, insulting some people on social media for 1 hour. There will be there thousands and thousands of people watching the live video. There's a musician performing at some stadium, charging them a lot of monies. Thousands and thousands will rush to go and watch a musician singing songs they can watch on YouTube or download. We're not saying you should not go to listen to a musician, but we've not really prioritized learning. We spend so much money on entertainment in Zambia as Zambians, as compared to our Indian friends. An Indian guy at 21 years old has a degree. At 30 years old has an MBA already. Here in Zambia, when you're 35, that's when you're doing an MBA. Indian people, 20-something, a degree, MBA, 30-something, this boy is a professor. Why? Because they value learning, innovation, and learning perspective. So you have to answer this question as a business owner. How can I continue to improve and create future value for myself and for my clients? All right. For example, as a consultant, how do I create future value for myself? I acquire education. I acquire, new skills. Now we have AI. I've been doing a course in, data analytics. I've been doing things about machine learning. I'm understanding both bad and stuff like that. Why? Because I'm trying to add value to myself and my clients. When they come to me, I should give them informed, proper researched information. So Zambian people, we've not done that to the better extent, Stefan. We don't ask ourselves, how can I improve myself? We are more comfortable going to watch a musician sing songs, make money, and then at the end they insult us. We're not saying don't go and do entertainment. We all need entertainment, but we overdo entertainment. Look at Facebook pages. Right now, we're talking about how to grow a business. Look at how many people are live with us. There will be another lady very soon from now who is going to go live and start insulting people. There will be thousands of watching, sharing. Now you have to force people to share a live video where you're teaching people how to make money, how to grow the business. You have to beg. Can you please share? Please share with somebody. Please share. You understand? That shows you how we are at Zambia when it comes to knowledge and learning. We don't value learning. If you go to China or India, you can never trend because you are dancing. Nobody trends in China for dancing. You trend because you've invented something, because you've done something, because you've produced something. That's how you trend. In Zambia, you trend because you've insulted somebody, because you fought somebody, because you are twerking. Have you seen? So it becomes difficult for us to grow our business with the kind of mentality we have. So the thing that can help you in the learning perspective, look at the number of new products you have produced in your business. Then you can say, okay, fine, I've been doing this business for the last 12 months. What new products have I produced? All right? How much time has it taken you to market your new products? You want to see if you have the same product, that means there's no innovation. You're doing the same things over and over again. You need to have different services, different products. Innovation is important for a business to grow because with time, people lose interest. No matter how good the product is, people begin to lose interest. So you have to innovate, to change. That is why when you go to Zambia or you go to Anglia, they will tell you if you buy this one, you can add extra chips, you can add large, there's premiums. Go to the Bonias pizza, they will say there's double decker, triple decker, something decker. They are trying to be creative to just add value. You understand? It's the same pizza, but they tell there's double decker, there's triple decker, there's extra cheese, there's this cheese, but it's the same thing. They are just trying to be creative. And then the final perspective we've not done well as Zambians is looking at our internal business perspective. Now, here as a business owner, you must ask yourself this question. What process must I excel at to achieve my customer and financial objectives? Why is this important? Because your customer objectives are important. Don't sell what you like. Sell what customers want. That's the bottom line, Stephanie. So we have not done this very well as Zambian citizens. For example, we don't really pay attention to the unit costs. I have people doing business. They have no idea how much it costs to make one frita. They don't know. They say, "Anima goda flour ya 400." Then inima panga vitumbwa nango viri 1,000 vingakwane. How much is the cost per frita? They don't know. They have no idea. No idea whatsoever how much it costs to make one frita. No idea. Have you seen? So we have to understand the process cycle time. How long does it take you to make one frita, to make 5 scones, to make 10 scones? How long does it take you? Most people don't know. We don't do value analysis. Which customer can I focus on? Because here what we do, you are focusing on the wrong customers. All right? You are focusing on the wrong customers. I went to a salon. I went to a salon, a certain salon, Stefan. Some people there went there early in the morning. A guy who has a Facebook following comes there. The owner of the salon stops what he was doing, begins to attend to the guy with the Facebook following. And this guy came to do a cheaper service than people who were already there. So the owner of the salon was focusing on a guy who's famous on Facebook, neglecting clients who have actual money to pay him more money. Have you seen? So we don't do value analysis. We don't even know which customer can I focus on at the moment. We don't do that. All right. So these are some of the few reasons why I think as a professional that Zambian businesses also have not done, aside from education, culture, even just the family setup, education and technology, exposure to markets, all these have contributed. And so I want to hear from you, our audience. What is your contribution? What do you think? I don't know what you think around this one, Stephanie, as we wait for our audience to give us a call on the number that has been provided for them to give us their contribution and their views. What is your comment on that, Stephanie?
Just before I comment, I'd like to emphasize that the number is 077-1616-290. 077-1616-290. That is the number you are calling us. We'll get your comment and see where your line of thought is. No, my focus is on education, Mr. Lusambo. I've seen a couple of individuals that have done well in business, but they've not gone to school. They've not
Yes.
even gotten a certificate. Talk about grade
Yes.
12 later on, going to college. What they've
Yes.
just understood is the art of business. They have
Yes.
read the book. They know how to sell. They've mastered customer service, and they're doing good. So when we talk about education, you and me, what
Yes.
we're really talking about?
Mm-hmm. That's very good. Education, people, is not about a degree. Like I told you, I got an education about selling from a young age from my dad. My dad at the restaurant. So I was educated on how to sell. I was educated on how to talk to people at a grassroots level. My mother introduced me to Salaula business. When I just left my high school, I bought a bale of Salaula and I started selling. That business grew to the point I sponsored myself to go to school to get my first degree selling Salaula. Have you seen? I got
Mm,
my first degree selling Salaula. I went on to get my master's paying for myself. All right. So what we are saying when we say education, we don't talk about a degree or a master's degree. We're talking about knowledge. Learn something. Like what we are doing. This is education. We are learning things. So an education is not limited to a qualification. It's not limited to a degree or a master's degree. No. Education means increasing in knowledge. If you are going to
mm,
be on social media, what do you watch most on social media? Make it a habit to watch things that make you learn something. That's how you improve your knowledge. That's how you go. See, it's a Bible principle, Stefan. It says a man who increases in knowledge is a powerful one. That's what the Bible says. So knowledge gives you confidence, confidence to invest, confidence to do the right thing because you have knowledge. Knowledge changes your attitude towards things and towards life and towards investments. So people have no confidence of investing because they have no knowledge about investments. You can go to somebody teaching about bonds. Learn how to do bonds. You can go to somebody teaching about family finance. Learn how to manage family finance. You can go to somebody running a business. Ask them to teach you something. Learn. That's what we call education, not just a degree or a certificate. All right. So that's where we are. And I don't know, Stefan, if we can look at a few comments from I see there are quite a number of good comments. Maybe we can go
yeah.
into comments as we wait for people to begin to give us their phone calls.
As Mr. Lusambo passes, should I actually read the comments or you are going to read them?
You may read the comments, Stephanie. That would be fantastic.
Okay. Such Senga CFJ James actually says the sum of pledge. Okay, we have a call. Okay, so that is actually, we'll not call you back, but you can call us on 077-1616-290. Remember, it is you calling us. We are not going to call you. You call us. So Chisenga says the sum of pledged jobs by Indian companies will help meet the targeted 1 million jobs for indigenous people guaranteed by, is it finished?
Okay, that's not finished. Let's go to somebody else.
Vashi Malaika says an Indian, uh, Rwandanese, Lebanese, Chinese business in Zambia has backup from their community within Zambia. They easily get trade credit amongst themselves. Yeah, they allow new entrants to use established supply chains. They make sure whatever venture they launch must succeed. Everything I have said here is the opposite for Zambian business. I
That's
support.
very true.
It's true.
That's
Yes,
true.
I've seen it
That's true.
happen.
That's true.
I've seen that in most Congolese shops. The first 3 months you will find somebody else. After 3 months, you find another person. You ask them, "Vanaenda kutiba papa, baja vanaenda manje." They support each other. It's a chain. They are
Yes.
one people. I think it's not just the saying, the song of one Zambia, one nation. I think our friends are more of one Zambia, one nation without having to read out the slogan. It's their actions
Indeed.
that tell. Yeah.
Indeed.
This Arnold says Zambian people have a problem. Even the family does not want you to progress. They don't support each other. As results, we don't progress.
That's
Yes,
true.
it's true. It's true. But
Stephanie,
yeah,
Zambian families no buloshifya. Vanko vakuti peve ku school for grade 12 if vakuti peve ku school. Yaba ninkongore your entire life, your cousins, when you have a business, they are saying, Dad paid your school fees. kwati wali lufianya kwati
Yeah.
babru bawiso nangushani bafi bali kufutilwa. What have you done wrong? Jealousy is too much in Zambia. Families don't support each other. Can you work together to build businesses? We agree with you, Arnold. We agree with you.
Yeah, we do. We do. And at the end of the day, I think the whole purpose is to make sure that we stop the blame game. I think many people, yes, in as much as we do acknowledge, Mr. Lusambo, that those are some of the reasons, a lot of us have sat in our comfort zone. We sing the same song for 5 years. My mother died. It was horrible. Yes, it was horrible, but I think we've heard the story. What are you doing about it now? She's there. She's not coming back. So what are you going to do now that you've remained? Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm very fine. Tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
This is Mike Maonde. I'm calling from within Lusaka.
Give us your comment, Mr. Mike.
Okay. May I know the name of the gentleman? I'm sure he's doing it by Zoom. Is it by Zoom or something?
StreamYard, Mr. Lusambo.
Mr. Lusambo. I would love you to give him my number so that he gets in touch.
Okay.
Yes. So I am a visually impaired person. I suffered a disability in 2021, but I have continued to do business. And I think of late I've been concentrating on Money FM just to try, when you lose your sight, the things that we are taking for granted suddenly becomes some things that are life and death to a person.
Yes.
I'm glad to hear what the gentleman is saying, but maybe my contribution would be on our mindset as Zambians. Yes, there's that element of jealousy, and there's that element also of dependency syndrome.
Yes.
I've always argued with people that, no, look, I need capital before I start a business. I've said, look, start something, then capital follow that something.
Yes.
And people don't understand. I was arguing with somebody that you yourself, you are the capital.
Yes.
Sell yourself properly, and money will follow you. So I'm enjoying what you're discussing, and I would like to get in touch with Mr. Lusambo. Could you please give him my number, and let's see how best we can help each other in this country, especially in terms of entrepreneurship.
We will definitely do that.
So the final thought will be on our mindset. We are everything instant gratification. We lack that patience. We admire, maybe we can admire Rwandese, maybe we can admire Indians, but when we sit down with them, we will learn that these people, they have this patience to endure long hours of pain in order to succeed.
Yes.
Success doesn't come instant like you won a lottery. There's no such thing in life.
Thank you.
To succeed, you have to put in something. I thank you.
Thank you very much for your comment.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mike. We really appreciate it. He has a fantastic point, Stephanie. Dependency syndrome. Dependency syndrome is bad. People have failed to progress because of this dependency syndrome. And he's right, we agree with you. There's a comment from Olipa Mlenga also says that Zambians, we also have to change our mentality. Like Mr. Mike is saying, our mentality, we only think that we only go to school to get a job, to get employed. So our school system is building employees, not business leaders. This is why I love what the Zika has done. The Zambia Institute of Chartered Accountants. That program has not been designed to build employees. It has been designed to build business leaders, strategic business leaders. And I love that about that curriculum. I wish many curriculums could do what the Zambia Institute of Chartered Accountants have done. They've done a phenomenal job into inculcating business issues into the syllabus, practical issues that are real. Even their exams, Stefan, you'll be shocked. There are real issues in the real world.
Yeah. Well, I think we could go on and on. I see we have a number of text messages. We have a number of comments there, but obviously time does not seem to be our best of ally. Here, somebody else says they're looking for Mr. Lusambo's number. We definitely, those that want Mr. Lusambo's number, will help you, I think, later on. Of course, we'll definitely get you in touch with Mr. Lusambo. And I think as we wrap up, for me, my final comment, Mr. Lusambo, is that we are not defined by our circumstances. our circumstances should help define us.
Yes.
If you are going through a financial situation, you want to go to school, you want to do business, let not that circumstance or finances really be your hindrance. You can do so much more with the brain. Think, learn, and obviously do business.
Indeed, fantastic. That's fantastic, Stefan. Guys, my comment here is this: my appeal to our Zambian families: can we begin to teach our children business at a young age? Can we stop this PhD syndrome Mr. Mola is talking about? When a family member succeeds, we succeed. It is not a crime for your relative to start a business. Can we support each other? I have relatives coming to do salon to another person when their own relatives doing the same salon business. They are jumping you. Let's support each other, people. That's just my comment. If we work together as a team, as families, we are going to build stronger businesses that are going to have stronger connections and networks like the Indian people have done. Thank you so much, people, for listening, and thank you so much for joining us. Join us next week, Tuesday, same time, 11:05, for another exciting episode of Accounting and Business. Stephanie, fantastic. You've killed me so much. I'm going to buy a new suit, Stephanie.
Thank you very
amazing,
much.
Stephanie. I'm going to buy a new suit. I think I need a red shirt as well and the black jacket. Maybe that's going to compete with you a bit, okay? Can you do some
I know, right? Thank you. Until next week again on Tuesday. It's bye for now. Keep those comments coming. If you need Mr. Lusambo's number, obviously communicate and we'll be able to reach out to you. And from us to you, it's Think Business.